To save his comrade's life, the monster of Frankenstein makes a deal. This is Flashpoint episode 47 from Frankenstein and the Creatures of the Unknown in Our Frightening Forces. 1940, the very moment when Griffith became the werewolf, Nina witnessed Dr. Masuski make the promise that this transformation was only temporary. Once the war was over, he would revert the process back. All Griffith said was that he felt cold. Now in the present, Griffith is also cold because he's dying from his wound. Now to the elephant in the room, or rather in the swamp. There's history between these two, of course. They're both Frankenstein creations, and the last time they saw each other, the monster had escaped the castle into the Arctic. The bride came to America after the war looking for him, but the trail went cold until Flash and company destroyed General Lane's bunker and unknowingly freed the Commandos. She now works for the Superhuman Advanced Defense Executives, or SHADE for short. That's how she managed to track them down. She's here to recruit Frank for the resistance. She catches up the creature commandos on the war and what's happening in Europe. So they strike a deal. The bride will take them to Romania following Professor Masuski's in the hope Griffin can be saved, and in return Frank will join the bride in the resistance. Miranda reminds the commandos that General Lane will continue to hound them. The bride breaks the news to Miranda. It was Lane himself who got her granddad killed. Miranda doesn't want to believe this. Time is ticking away for Griffith, so they go. The commandos take their leave and they take her with them. Unfortunately, the general was listening through the Jake robot. They got their location and they sent Jake number 2, the prototype. Romania. The commandos have made it to the town they got from the map, and it doesn't pass the vibe check. The whole town is filled with dead creatures that look very much like the commandos. Suddenly, the Jake robot attacks Belcoro. Frank and the bride take the fight to the robot. Nina puts Griffith on a wagon and cuts Miranda loose so they can move to the castle. At this castle, there were more creatures like Nina, and when the door opened, her father, Professor Masuski, comes out, fully mummified by the way. The professor confessed that he found this town years ago with the help of the army, but the mission turned into a failed invasion because the town fought back. They took in the professor and he ended up taking samples of their DNAs. When he got back to the States, he used those to create the creature commandos. He also confessed to Nina that Nina was never part of the experiments. She was originally from this town. Masuski kidnapped her when she was a baby. They finally gave Griffith the help he needed and then some. The battle continues outside between the monster and the robot. The robot almost shuts down Frank again, but Belcoro gathers whatever strength he had left to help Frank, who manages to destroy the robot. Inside the castle, Griffith is regressing back to his human form, but Nina felt bittersweet because now she knows she's the only monster, but Griffith still likes her, so okay, cool, to each his own I guess. Frank fares his goodbyes to the commandos and heads out with the bride and Miranda to go join the resistance.